Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. So if you're a Defiance or YieldMax investor, you might want to sit down for this because this is a big doozy. So without further ado, themes ETFs just dropped a huge bomb on the high yield community, and I'm kind of wondering what will Defiance and YieldMax do to counter any of this because this is pretty savage. Oops, sorry, there's a typo there. So you heard it here first. I mean, these new guys woke up and chose violence. I mean, 18 ETFs at the same time. I don't think I've seen this ever. I mean, even just like YieldMax, they have like 18 plus the fund of funds. So like, 20, and then Defiance has what, four? And then, I mean, this is nuts. So let me see if I can just break this down so it makes sense. So all the stuff on the left, it's 9 0 DTE option related ETFs, and then over on the right hand side, it's 9 like single name weekly option ETFs. So let me see if I can kind of break it down even more because I'm still like flabbergasted at like 18 at the same time. It's just pretty nuts. So we have like three that are S&P 500 related, and then three Nasdaq related, and then three IWM, like the small cap related. And this is also pretty interesting because they're kind of taking like a small shot at pro shares as well, like with this dynamic cover call ETF. And then these guys down here, it's kind of like taking a shot at the YieldMax ETFs. So let me see if I can just break it down. There's so much to like unpack here. It might take like a few videos to just kind of digest everything. Like first, I really think Defiance and YieldMax. If you guys are listening, please consider like some expense ratio cuts. Like even if it's temporary, I think that would help because I guess when these guys come out, they're coming out swinging. Like look at this. Like most of their ETFs are like 29 and 35 basis points. So even if let's say like they double this to accommodate for like the extra fees from trading like zero DTE stuff, like even at 70 basis points, that's still 30% lower than what Defiance and YieldMax are offering. So first, like the dual options income ETF, this is amazing. This is like current income as a strategy, and then look, they're using short strangles. I mean, and not just like even regular short strangles. This is zero DTE short strangles. And if you can't tell why I'm so excited, now they're selling both the put and the call. And if you guys want, let me know in the comment section if you want me to kind of break down like some of these strategies and kind of compare them for you. I'll be happy to do that because I mean, my goodness, like I've been kind of waiting on like either YieldMax or Defiance to kind of do this stuff, but now these new guys like they beat them to the punch. And so the next step is like the ones that are say enhanced dual options. I think technically this isn't the first Iron Condor ETF. Like the THTA, they're kind of doing that, but this is zero DTE. So think of it like an Iron Condor is like a strangle plus like protection. So basically you're shorting like two options, and then like you're buying like like a bu- some further out of the money options as protection, and then just to even further to make it a little bit more safe, like they're using like a stop loss at two times like the strike width. And again, like if you guys have questions on this, like let me know so I can kind of like break these down and show it to you maybe in like some type of like visual format. And then the ultra enhanced dual options. So basically this is kind of like the same thing as the one before, like as with the basic, the only difference between the ultra enhanced dual options and the enhanced dual options is the same strategy. It's zero DT iron condor, but this time they're using like a wider stop loss, so it's three times the strike width. So technically these would be a little bit more riskier, but potentially more income. And then they have a dynamic cover call ETF, so current income S&P 500 dynamic volatility cover call index. It's very similar to iSpy, but this one is going to be weekly. And there is a index on like the S&P website if you want to look this up yourself as well. And this is also pretty pretty nice too. So this is would probably be a little bit more quote unquote conservative because even at 19.5%, like I wouldn't complain. So and then you have like the rest of like the single stop option incomes ETF. So like they're selling either out of the money or at the money weekly cash secured puts. So the good thing is about this is slightly different than what YieldMax is doing. But this would be like in my opinion like a lot cleaner. And just as an analyst, like I appreciate this a lot more just because there's like less legs to analyze. So I'm really looking forward to this stuff. And then also, I've been waiting so long for a long VIX options income ETF. I think this is a genius move. So again, it's very similar to using out of the money or at the money weekly cash secured puts. So this is very good for like I think if you already own like SFOL, because SFOL is basically a short convexity trade. So this could be a potentially like a good hedge, even though it's not perfect. Like it's because you're only you have like capped upside. But fix right now is like pretty low, so like how much lower can it go? So I think this would be like a really, I think it's good timing on their part. And just to go back to like the single names in case you missed it, so they're basically going after like basically everything, like the Magnificent Seven minus Meta. So instead of Meta, they're using like Coinbase. So I'm kind of hoping that there'll be similar to YieldMax. Eventually, they'll roll out like more names. Or maybe even like they'll do maybe their version of YMax or YMag. But again, I mean, already this is so much. This is like 18, like all in one shot too. This is nuts. And also another thing, I don't think this will be like a fly by night company, just because the CEO Jose Gonzalez Navarro co-founded Global X, so this guy isn't like some rookie or anything like that. And then also Calvin Sang. This guy's a CFH charter holder, and he was the head of product management and development. And he also worked at ProShares and Franklin Templeton. So these are no slouches. And you can kind of tell because like the way they designed like these like the dual options income and then enhanced dual options and ultra enhanced. That kind of reminds me of what ProShares does. Like they have like their geared ETFs, and this is kind of like their version of it. So I can kind of tell that this guy did work at ProShares. So anyway, I mean, I'm really excited about this stuff. Um, but of course, like, I still have to like be cognizant of like the risks. So they are relatively new and they're a smaller competitor. But my goodness, I guess like when they finally roll this out, like this could be pretty crazy. And of course, like there might be like in the first month there might be like a lot of high yield tourists, and so potentially they can screw it up again. And so let's cross our fingers it doesn't get like too hypey. And then also I'm a little concerned about the trade transparency. Like I'm kind of hoping that they'll also do what like YieldMax and Defiance does, like where they kind of post trades so that we can analyze it along with them. And then of course like we don't know what the payable dates are. So I would prefer them to be either in the middle or like the end of the month and let like Defiance and YieldMax have like the beginning of the month. So I mean, my goodness, this is so much good stuff all at the same time, and it was like so unexpected. So 2024 like could be a really good year. Like all this competition, I think was good. Um, so like this was filed like late January, so I'm thinking like the final decision might be somewhere around April 8th. I'm hoping earlier, but let's keep an eye on this stuff because I mean my goodness, like some of the stuff like I've been waiting on like Defiance and YieldMax to roll them out, and then like just in one blow, like they I mean Defiance and YieldMax they should be a little bit worried about this. But anyway, I just want to get this out to you guys like as soon as I could. Hope you like this type of content. Please consider subscribing and sharing to like the people that you care about. And thank you for watching. I hope people make some good money. And I'm pretty sure like we can make some good money in 2024 with all this good stuff coming out. So thank you for watching again and have a great one.